Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, my friends. This is Bonnie Log Cabin Stitcher. I just finished doing a Christmas home tour video, and we'll see if I can get that combined or separate, but it's New Year's and I leave Christmas up for at least another week and I enjoy it. I love Christmas decorations, and um, so it is kind of late posting it, but I like to look ahead at what I'm going to do for next Christmas. So there you go. And maybe I'll do like a Merry May, and maybe that's when I'll post it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen you, and life is exciting, isn't it? There's so many things that come up, so many reasons that I don't push record, but you'll notice there's a new quilt behind me. There's that blue quilt, and I'll do a quilting video, but that one, I actually did a video like 2 months ago and I still haven't posted it because I wanted to add in some special pictures in there. So we'll see. I just have things I've been doing, but I know you guys out there wanna a visit. So here I am. So that quilt is called Blueberry Pie, and it's a BUDA pattern, and it's on her website. I'll link it, but I think it's like homespun quilts, and you can just buy that pattern. I basically did it just the way the pattern was. And then you can see this, it matches nicely with that. Usually I have my door shut, but my husband's gonna be coming home any moment, so I may pop up and shut that door. But my mom made that, but it looks fun together because it's blue. And some fun things. Christmas, I got a Christmas gift, and I'll do a Christmas video. But it's a quilt. I have never gotten a quilt kit before, and we buy our own gifts. We just do that, and we like it, and it works. So I actually ordered a quilt kit, and it was from one sister. So I'll share that. And just kind of maybe a rambling video, but I'm going to show you some things that I've been working on, some thoughts that I've had, and what we did for New Year's. So I keep wanting to put my glasses on, but it's going to glare. Now, I had a lot of cross stitching that I did, and I didn't feel like finishing it, so I just threw it in a box and or just left it stacked somewhere. And you have to really be in the mood when you do your own finishing, and I wasn't in the mood, but now I want to get some stuff done. I have a lot of Christmas stuff that just actually sat here on my table, and I looked at it and I enjoyed it and I stitched. But one thing that I really like is these flat finishes. This was 100% cotton. It was just the cotton from supplement bottles. And I actually ordered, I just love the feeling of it. I'm very tactile, so feel and touch of things really is important to me. So I love that this is firm but light. I ordered some 100% cotton batting, and it's natural, and it hasn't come in yet, but I ordered a 3-pound bag, so we'll see what that does. But I still have polyfill, squishy, 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 that I'm going to be using up because I stored it and I moved it. And this is one of the finishes. So I had done this, stitched it back when we had robins, and then I just finished it a few days ago. So I don't want to go in too much detail on each item and all the little details like I usually do, because I want to get this done and posted, because I have some stitching I want to do. But this is Spring's Messenger by Scattered Seed Samplers. I did my own conversion, and I think what I'll do is share all that later. But see, I really, really wanted to have the colors, the modeling in there, because we have robins like crazy. I love them, and I wanted that modeling. I think this was just rust, so I'll share that later. Purple Paper Mountain finishing, but again, squishy, 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 light, and I just really want that. I want that hard as a rock kind of. That's what my exercise routine is going to get me, hard as a rock. But right now I'm squishy, squishy, squishy. Okay, so other things that I did. We had a white Christmas, It was not expected. We went to our church service on Christmas Eve, and I was talking to my friend, and I said, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had a white Christmas? I said, it could happen. She said, it's not forecasted. I said, but it could happen. So what happened? 7:30 Christmas morning when we got up, it was snowing. We hadn't had snow for a while. It was amazing. It was magical. And it was marvelous. So I had to do this to commemorate this. I just did this the other day. So, and then look at on the top in the middle, I didn't go back and get those stitches. So I still need to do that. This is a Lori Rippey pattern, a white Christmas. I had seen Christy, a Daisy K's Primitives, had done this. I did this on a raw Belfast, but I'm still going to tea dye it. But I don't know, I'll probably do it as a pillow, but I still need to tea dye it or coffee dye it, but I need to go back and finish that. But I wanted things to commemorate, like we may never have a white Christmas again. It doesn't usually snow at Christmas time here in Colorado, where I am. But I just thought, oh my goodness, I have to have that. And maybe I'll even put the year on there. Now that I think about it, I think I will. I'll put the year so I can always remember that. But I will go out. I really have a hard time just stitching with DMC on the white Zweigart and then doing the coffee dyeing. It just drives me crazy. The white, the DMC is too boring. So I have been lightly tea dyeing or using a light color of the Zweigart linen, and then if I'm doing the DMC, then I'll coffee or tea dye, because I just need that. It's just too boring for me. I'm very tactile, and color and texture is incredibly important to me. So as a gardener, as a quilter, as a stitcher, I'm going to get back into jewelry making and all that. The decorating, color and texture is huge for me. So that's why I have a hard time just with the old boring stuff to me. Okay, this I did after Christmas, but isn't that cute? I wanted something that actually said 2024, because the big projects that I wanted to do that were going to say 2024 didn't get done. So I thought, okay, we'll just do something small. And I love how this turned out. I get hung up on finishing because it's like, oh, I don't want to just do a plain pillow on this one. I really want to do fabric and stitching and fun stuff. So Carolina Cross Stitcher Finishing Services, she has so many cool and beautiful ideas, and I love Pinterest. So I'm going to do something fun. It doesn't bother me that it didn't get finished for 2024, because honestly, I probably did it after Christmas. But I just want to have, like, I'm a process stitcher. So it's the process of it. So it's the stitching of it during the season that is very fun, because I just feel like stitching and I don't always feel like finishing. But this is from this book. I just got this year, and this is this project up there. So I just felt like stitching it, and I have to get in the groove. Like, I had a couple days where I did a lot of finishing. That's where I did the Robin one, and I did several other things. Oh, some of the stuff that was in the Christmas home tour that I'll show you on the next video. But I finished some things, and I have to get in the mood, and I've got boxes out of all my stuffing and all that kind of stuff, and it just makes a mess. So sometimes I just simply want to sit and stitch. And we did a lot of social stuff at Christmas time, had friends over, went places, did things. So it's like, just want to sit and stitch. So that's what I did. But this was Honey Whiskey from Dames of the Needle, and I ordered directly from their Etsy site. And oh, they are so sweet. I don't know if it's two gals or just one, but I was messaging her about a certain linen that I wanted, and she actually dyed it for me to get at that time. I think it was Sparrow. But anyway, I love doing the Etsy. Let's see, here's something else that I did. I probably did this after Christmas too. But this is by Sub Rosa, and it will have wool, and it's like a little pocket thing. But this is, I did a big order with Tropical Stitches, and this I think was pumpkin cream. As the light adjusts, I can adjust the blinds, so I'll keep watching that. But this was fun. I did it, called for colors, and I have been wanting this for a couple years, and I had a blessing of an inheritance that came in, and I used a small amount of it for fun money. The rest is for grown-up stuff. So I just ordered some of the patterns and linens and threads that, that I've been wanting. So I did it, but I thought we better get on it, girl, because I have about 8,000 patterns. So I wanted to get those things done, and I did. So, oh, another pattern that I got was this, and isn't that pretty? And I already have, I actually had the called for linen and tin bucket. I have never had that thread before, but it is really, really a beautiful gray. So I'm excited about using that. Now, I had been really inspired by Christy Daisy K's Primitives and Shanda Stitching in Idaho, who I got to see. Oh, it makes me want to cry. It was such a special time that I got to visit. I'm not going to cry. That's silly, Shanda. Anyway, it was so special that I actually got to see her in person. And I know she talked about that on her video when I saw her. I think it was August. It was amazing. My husband got to meet her and we got to be together. And that was like, it was a whole bucket list trip that I had, and Shanda was a big part of it. So it was very special. Anyway, so Shanda and Daisy K have been, Christy, have been doing O Tannenbaum. And I wanted to have it done last Christmas. I wanted to have it done for this Christmas. And I have even shared, I got the box, and I think it's Beach, whatever it is. I'll link it. But I even have this box, and it's called for to be done in a tan, a cream. I have the picture here somewhere. Anyway, it's in a pile still, but it's called for to be done in a tan. I like red, I like dark, and I did it. So this was with, isn't that cool? So this was with the Briwax, the painted red with the Briwax. I'll do more details when I will have this finished by the next time, because I am almost done. I'll have this finished and I'll share with you all the details, but I love the Briwax. I have Tudor Brown, but anyway, it's going to be fun. And I'm doing most of the called for. It's on Legacy, which is probably called for. And I started it. This has a story, just like everything. So I started this one. This was my first one. Isn't that cool with the red? And I started this one during the blizzard of was that 2022? 2023. Oh, there's my husband. Let me go shut the door. Go get him. Go get him. I'm doing a video, honey. I'm going to shut the door. So I started this during the time of the blizzard when we were living in a cabin, and then we had to leave for 6 weeks because of the blizzard. It has been a whirlwind the last couple of years, but I think that, no, it was 2023. Anyway, I remember doing this at my mother-in-law's house as it's pouring rain outside and the streets are flooding. But anyway, I got that one stitched, and then, so that was January, February. Anyway, so then I put it away, and then I got it out in July. And this has memories for me, but look at how much I've gotten done. Silly stuff. I was very sick in July for my birthday, for my 60th birthday. I went to the emergency room, and I had a bad infection, and it was just ridiculous. But for the first week of being sick, I had no energy, absolutely none. So I would just lay in that back sunroom that I showed you in the video, and I would listen to books on tape or take a nap. And then the next week I started stitching, and this was what I started stitching on, but my brain wasn't working very well. And so I started him this way. So I got off on the whole rhythm of how big this was supposed to work out to be. So we had to restart. and that was a whole lot of stitching, but it was really cool because I love Rosamund Pilcher, and I listened to a book that I don't think I used to read all her books. I thought I had read all her books, but there was one called Winter Solstice, and it was a Christmas story. And so it was kind of fun in July, as it was really hot, stitching this guy. So I think I did this one Manor Red, maybe changed up some colors, I don't know. But you know that that's not eggplant, that would be a different color, eggshell. So you can kind of see that, but he looks pretty nifty, doesn't he? And then, so I finished that right before Christmas. And then as I'm listening to more books on tapes, I got this one done, and I changed up some colors to be darker because I didn't, whatever the called for wasn't good enough, wasn't dark enough for me. And so I think I used apple cider, and there we go. So that one's done. I may have used a different color for that red too, because I wanted to change some up a little bit. And then this one is one I am working on right now. So I even kind of, and I love how this is Legacy. I love how that dark is showing. So I'm still working on that. But you know what, as I'm stitching this, and I had to get a darker color. I don't even remember what I used, but I just had, that's the thing, is like it has a called for, and even though I'm using the called for linen and the called for colors, you know that they change all the time as far as the hand dyed threads. Like I have some that I've ordered different years apart, and they're like completely different colors. So you just have to be creative. But I was thinking how, and I think it's fun now, even though our cabin is still for sale, it is not sold yet. It's been like 8 months, and I would really like it done. So it's like rip the scab off, heal, get over it, and have that be part of our past. But that's not happening yet. But I remember being up at the cabin and walking outside, and when we had a wood burning stove up there. That was our only heat source, and I would see it go out the stovepipe and then up, and just like this sometimes, where it would just be like swirling, and I would just stand there. It was going against the trees, and I thought, oh, that is just so cool. It is so cool. So I can have those happy memories. But it will almost be done. I just have that centerpiece to do, but I like this one. Actually, this red was Country Redwood. I love Country Redwood. So I think it's turning out pretty good, and I'm excited. But luckily I had another piece, because there's that centerpiece, and since I had messed up on my Santa, I was glad that I still had some more to go. So we shall see. So this, I have not made any project bags since we decided to move and all the hullabaloo about moving. But I do love project bags. And even though I know, like I think Carol is the first one, Saltbox Stitcher is the first one that said that here we go, that the patterns, if you just have a pattern loose and you leave it for months, as we do, against here, it will stick to that. And I did have it happen once, even though I knew that could happen. So now I don't do that. So I'll stick this in the back. I like both project bags. I like these because I can see through it and see what's in there. But I also like the big zip top ones. So anyway, I need to make project bags. I have a whole box of fabrics that I've chosen and all that kind of stuff. But where's the picture for that? I don't know. But it's O Tannenbaum by Brenda Gervais. So there we go for that. Now, I wanted to show you, how am I going to do this? I just wanted to show you some fun stuff that I have. The video that I did that I will post was kind of like just a few of my favorite things. And it was just like a lot of the things that I like using that I just wanted to share with you. So here's another fun one. I had bought this fun little tote up in, when I was living at the cabin, my friends and I went to, what little town was that? It was one of our mountain towns, Crestline. And I bought this, and this is still for sale. I've seen it on, there we go. The Cavallini and Company. Actually, they still have this. I've seen this on Amazon, but I love it. And sometimes I think, oh, I need a bigger bag. But look, I bought this at Hobby Lobby and it's like a magnetic needle thing. And so it's like, I need this because this is perfect. So I just like matchy-matchy things, and it makes me happy. That's why we do this. You know, who has to cross stitch? We do it because it makes us happy. So something, I've talked to a lot of people about cross stitch, and they say, I can't see the linen. One of my very first videos was one called the perfect stitching setup, or my perfect stitching setup, something like that. I still use that. And actually I have two sets because I had one at the cabin and one at the house. And so now I have two. And actually the magnifying thing, my husband uses that up in the loft. He uses that to read his maps. I still use it. So look at Dusty. This is, so if you want to know all about this, go to that video, Perfect Stitching Setup. It was stuff that you can get on Amazon. I'm not affiliated, but goodness knows, maybe I will someday. Because maybe I can make a few bucks that way. But I use these, and so this is, is that very helpful, guys? So this is what I do. It's a magnifying light when it's plugged in, and this is my lap thing. I can put these out on either side, but I can clip this baby in there because I've got it pulled out this way, and then I open this up, put my iPad down here, and I watch Shanda and Daisy K's and all kinds of fun things. But also, look at pincushion. They're not expensive. It is, what is that? Sophia and Sam. But that is still, after all these years, my setup. Okay, good. This will be a shorter one. Let me get a drink, and then I'll share with you some New Year's Eve stuff. So I have stuff in, well, gosh, since it's right here, let me just show you. This is where it's been sitting. All this stuff has been sitting for the last couple weeks when I just got tired of finishing. I have this, and I've showed this before. I got that done last year. We'll see if I frame that. I got this done last year. So this was upside down threadwork primitives. This was free on, I think, the primitive hair. And this is just done like on 32. I coffee dyed this, or tea dyed it. And I want to do something really fun, a pillow with bells hanging. So here it sits. So should I just get it done? Maybe I should. This one, need to get this done, but I just had a heck of a time because he wanted a scarf. And so I did like a wool scarf thing. Didn't work. I took it off. I have redone that thing. So I just thought, we're just going to get that done, and boom, I'm going to finish it. So I think I might do it in a flat. I don't know, or a pillow or a frame. There you go. Oops, now it's on the floor. So at my first trip that I took to, let's see, with this nifty, that'll give me, there we go. My blinds are automatic. So my first trip to Temecula Granny's attic, which I love, my friend and I went, and I'm always looking for old frames. So this was an old frame. Isn't that cool? I don't know what that dark stuff is, but anyway, I loved it, and I have a finish. It has taken years, and I have a video that I did at the cabin when I ran away, and I even showed our mighty oak outside the window as I was stitching this. I think I've been working on this for maybe 3 years, 4 years. It is done. Look at it, it's even ironed. So this is, I think, Mighty Oak by Blackbird Designs, and it fits perfectly. This was supposed to go on a door that we had made in the bathroom at the cabin to brighten up a boring door, but it's going to go here, and it will probably go on my wall all year long, but it fits perfect. It's still sitting here because I have a whole lot of lacing to do, and I just haven't felt like doing it. So I would just come in my room and look at it, and it made me happy. Okay, so this is one. Oh, I see. Wow, I'm getting old. Bald spot. Anyway, this has been sitting. This I finished. Okay, so this was from 2023. I finished it after after Christmas last year. This is Primitive Betty's. She's on Etsy. She's taking a break right now. And this is a frame that I bought at a thrift store. So that's the way I'm going to roll. There's too many things in life right now. I'm buying way too many patterns and threads that I don't want to pay a lot of money for framing at this moment in time. So I really like being able to do my own, yet I don't get them done. Kind of funny. I like the ability, but isn't she cute? I saw this first time on Christy Daisy K's, but you know my favorite part? Look at that. What are we looking at? I'm looking at both the deer, but also the peacock. I love how that thread worked out. I get really hung up on how the thread works out. So sometimes I have to use different threads, but that one needs framed. And that's one of the ones. I had done a Christmas sampler, the Christmas rose from Blackbird Designs 2022. I did that one 2023. So that's where I have the Noel sampler. And I was, again, with my two gals, Christy and Shanda. They were doing it. They were getting it done. They had assignments. So I'm like, I can do this too. Well, then I got into quilting and I quilted for like 3 months and didn't cross stitch. So I didn't get it done. It's halfway done, I think, and I am enjoying it. And I thought it is not going to get done for 2024. That's why I did that little one. So I could have something that said 2024. So, but Tannenbaum is going to get done soon. So it will be done for next year. I've got another thing just sitting here, another thrift store frame, another thing. I got that done in the spring. And it's still, I threw it in a box because I thought I just didn't feel like finishing it. But I enjoyed stitching it. And this was, I'm sure, Country Rustic Primitives. And I did it on the, I had probably done it lightly tea-dyed Zweigart, but it's with the DMC. And I used Christie's from Daisy K's Primitives. Her coffee dyeing was one of her original videos, and I still do it. And it's cute, and we'll see if I get that done. But it doesn't worry me. If it did, I would certainly get it done. I just enjoy stitching and planning and doing, so kind of like the least important is getting it done. That's the way I roll. Okay, so New Year's Eve, we had been very social, like I said, at Christmas time, and it was fun because we actually had a home instead of living in like 2 square feet at the cabin. And so we had quite a few. We had three times of social. And it was fun. But we just wanted a quiet New Year's. So I turned down an invitation for New Year's Day of just like, we just want to be quiet. And so New Year's Eve, my youngest son and I would usually be the one staying up, and we call each other. He's called me the last 2 New Year's, and last year was rough. You know, there's been a lot of changes that we have made as we've moved out of state, away from our family, setting up new friends here. I already knew some people out here because my parents had moved out here in 1995. And so I already had friends here. And we got involved in a church. We did some church shopping, settled on a church. We love it. It's a smaller church. And so it is so amazing on getting set up with people that you can get to know, that have the same values, that have the same beliefs and similar, you know, a lot of us are out here my age, 60s, and life transitions. So not all of them with family locally. And so it's been fun to get together with them and set up some new traditions. So New Year's last year and Christmas Eve last year were really rough for me because I didn't have my kids with me, and it was new, and it was an anniversary of my dad's passing away. And so we just did quiet last year. This year we're in a different groove, and so it feels good to set up new traditions and new things that we're doing. So my husband actually stayed up. He stayed up most of the time. He fell asleep, but he stayed up to ring in the new year with me. So I don't know that he has ever done that before. So it was fun. So we watched a couple movies and this one. So, and I buy things used all the time, Secondhand Lions. It is, we have probably seen this 10 times because we don't pay for cable TV and stuff like that. There's nothing worth watching. And so we do DVDs and I do YouTube. But Secondhand Lions is just such a well-made movie. And we both love it. Like, there's a lot of movies that I like the chick flicks, British movies, Jane Austen and all that kind of stuff. And my husband will start watching and I'm like, honey, you did not have to stay here for this. So he'll be gone. So that was really fun on New Year's Eve. And then we watched another one about, it was about the Queen. Which Queen? I don't know. I'm sorry for you people in England. The last Queen. Anyway, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria. I don't know. The Queen. It was good though. And then on New Year's Day, I made split pea soup. And it felt good to have something not so heavy and decadent and all that. It was wonderful and it turned out fantastic. So I told my husband, this is our new tradition. And then I love the Waltons and I just wanted to sit down one day, it was in between Christmas and New Year's, and sit and stitch and sit by our new fireplace. And we had just, the night before we had just watched The Homecoming, the very first, the premiere movie that ended up turning into the Waltons series. Anyway, I've had this and I've seen it before, but I watched this video again and it was about the small town of Schuyler, Virginia, and how that was where the Hamners grew up. Earl Hamner Jr. is what we know as John Boy. And it was really about the small town pulling together in adversity, in good times. And I just thought, our new town, a small town of Montrose, Colorado, it's not that small. It feels like that. It feels very, very different than what turned into a big town of Rancho Cucamonga, California. It was huge and busy. And anyway, it just was like, this is like our town with people really coming together and being small enough to kind of know each other. And that's how we really feel with our church. It's small enough that you really know each other and know each other's needs and can step in and say, hey, you're having a hard time with this. Can we help you? Can we come alongside of you? And it just made me happy thinking about our new life here. There have been a lot of challenges in this whole transition, as there are with everything, but we're so glad we did it in our late 50s, early 60s, rather than waiting to simplify your life in your 70s. The move was hard enough as it is, and I'm like, done. I'm done. So we're just very, very pleased to be here. And the other thing that I did when I hadn't seen you is my husband and I, for the first time, we've been married 41 years. We got together when I was 15 and I'm 60 now. So we've had a long life together, ups and downs, speed bumps, and the mountaintops and the deserts. But the first time ever, we went on a marriage retreat, and out here in Colorado, there's mountain range, the Cimarrons, gorgeous, away from cell phone service, but we got to go on a retreat and it was truly amazing. The people, the location, what we studied, what we went through talking, the friends that we made. It was 3 days and it was fantastic. We had our own little cabin and it was marvelous. Sunrise Mountain Ranch, SONRISE Mountain Ranch. People came from the Front Range, Denver area, so they probably had 5.5, and it was winter. 6-hour drive to get there, and half the people I think were from that far away. So if you're anywhere in Colorado, Sunrise Mountain Ranch, I could not say enough about it. It was amazing. And then, you know, in a marriage, there's always things that come up, especially neither of us are working at the moment, and we're together a lot. And so more stuff comes up because we both got used to being alone a lot. And so it was very interesting. But I got out a book I had bought this book when we were there. So Matt McGee and his wife Chantal lead the retreats. But this book, I did look it up. It is on Amazon. And I've just started reading it. And as I was flipping through it, this is a lot of the curriculum, a lot of the stuff that we talked about. But it's basically looking at the end of your life and thinking, what changes do you want to make now to make the end of your life, or however long we have, matter? And it's that trajectory. And so we all get off. We plan something, we all get off, not even planning to. So it's just really being purposeful about the things that are important to you. And that book, so I'm going to start, I just started reading that book last night, and I thought this is the stuff that we talked about. And there was a lot of stuff that we talked about and we learned. So I've been busy since I've seen you last. And I don't want this to last forever, because I really have a goal. So I set New Year's goals, and usually I'll do a word for the year. And I haven't come up with a word for the year. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like temperance in all things, and discipline. I've gotten, since we haven't been working, I've gotten, and I think this is normal, I watched a video, a TED Talks on the 4 stages of retirement. And I may go back to work eventually. So at the moment I'm retired. About the 4 stages of retirement. The first one is like vacation mode. Well, we didn't have that because we kind of did a very bumpy way into retirement. But the first stage should be like vacation all the time. That was kind of like what our last year was. And then the next stage is kind of depression, when you realize this isn't satisfying enough, just doing what you want all the time. Then the next stage is like trying lots of different things. And I'm doing it as I remember. Trying lots of different things to find purpose and meaning and fulfillment in your life. Because when you had a work life, or raising children, running a family, whatever, you had certain things that you just did. And then when you have an empty nest and you're not going to work, life is different. And some days are great, and some days are like, I don't know, like what a waste of a day. And so we're kind of in that, like I've already been looking at, and that's another reason why I haven't been with you guys. I'm trying out different volunteer things to do. And I'm seeing, I want my life to have significance, and I want it to matter both to my family, to my neighbors, to my community, to my Lord, to myself, to my husband. And so I'm just trying different things out, because vacation mode doesn't last forever. And so it has been very interesting, and I've been very introspective. And I think that's what this year of 2025 for me, I'm late all the time to things. I'm not disciplined. My food has been out of control. Sugar is my poison. My exercise has been sporadic. And so we got a rebounder, a Bellicon mini rebounder trampoline. That's been great. And I just want to get on a regular routine. So whatever my word for the year is, and that's why I just keep thinking, just Bonnie, just be disciplined. So my husband had a bit of a health crisis and has done a month of amazing changes. And I've been watching him and thinking, I'll do that in January. Well, January came, and I am doing a lot of changes, and for 3 days, but I'm seeing some results. And that's where I just really want to focus on being more disciplined in every area of my life. So discipline, I don't think that's the word. I'll find a positive one, because I don't feel like that's really positive, but the results will be. See, I'm still very childish. Anyway, that's where I am. That's where I'm coming from. And that's where I really am in this life journey of moving, not working. The word retirement, I don't know that that totally applies, but it should. Why do I feel like that? I don't know, because I still feel like a kid. I'm 60 or maybe 61 years old. I'm 61 years old. And I still feel like I'm 12. I act like it too sometimes. So I don't know. Um, so, so that's what's going on with me. I want my life to have significance. And there was a verse, oh, it's in the bathroom. Um, I have it set where I can see it when I'm washing my hands and stuff in the bathroom. But basically, it's a verse, I know I've shared it before, but it's like, teach me your ways, Lord, show me the way that I should walk. And that's really what I am like, specifics, like what places do you want me to volunteer with? Or do you want me to go back to work? And so I want to get more disciplined. I want to start doing these more regularly because it makes me so happy. Sometimes I don't even watch floss tubes. I can like totally check out a floss tube for months, both of my own, the whole watching them, everything. But then I get into them again and I look and I see, oh, there's one from Shanda. Oh, there's one from Christy. And it makes me so happy. And then I get into things like, where my hair, does my hair look right? Does my makeup look right? It's like, I don't care what my sweet friends look like. I just want to hear what they've been up to and see their stuff. So I'm going to try to do things a little bit more seriously. I watched Doreen from Privies and Prims and got inspired. I did order, and that's the other thing. I've got to get disciplined with my spending. I have enough to keep me busy. I don't need to buy more. But she was showing all her finishes and she is productive and she gets things done. So that's inspiring, Doreen. But she had her finishes and I just watched it last night and I was already expecting to make an order and I just added one more thing in, but I think it's Little House Needleworks. It's called Needleworker. I thought I would love to have that. Oh, the door is closed now, but to have that on my door because I'm not just cross stitcher, not just quilter. I'm a needleworker. And so I ordered that too. But I really want to get to the part where I'm like, I look at what I have and I think, I got enough. I don't need any more. I don't know if we ever will get to that point. So anyway, before I say goodbye, let me put this blind down. The people that owned the house before we moved in owned a blind company. So we have all kinds of, see, I feel like very shiny. I am shiny. But I wanted you to be able to see that quilt even better. And anyway, is there other stuff? Yep. I'll pop that video up that has this. I have close-ups of this quilt and it's fun because of how I hand quilted it. So anyway, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. God bless you guys. And I will hopefully see you soon.